Yes, we are live. So, welcome back, my dear friends. This is episode number, I guess this is 132. So, episode number 132 on the Zero Point Healing Show. And today we are going to talk about reconnecting to the flow of abundance through energy healing. And I have with me an amazing emotion code and body code practitioner with me. So I'm really looking forward to this beautiful conversation here. Before I move on to her, just a short intro about me. So I am Vishnu Priya and I am certified in multiple different holistic healing modalities. And this entire holistic healing industry was like wow to me when I initially came in, and it was like wow, so many different modalities, and each of these modalities having the ability to absolutely transform people's life. And that is what was my experience when I entered into this holistic healing world, as I call it. And then I guess some way down the line I got so inspired with wow, so many different modalities and so much is possible for people. So how about we bring in one platform where all modalities can be showcased? So that's how the zeropointhealing.com came up. So it's a web directory that I have created for all different holistic healing practitioners, healers, therapists, facilitators, as well as today, I guess there's about 65 different holistic healing modalities that is registered in here. So for those of you who are holistic healing practitioners yourself, I welcome you to zeropointhealing.com. You can register, you can create your profile, as well as if you're interested in this kind of interview with me, I invite you for that as well. If you are a client, on the other hand, looking for some kind of solutions for your problems, issues, challenges that you are facing in your life, I guess zeropointhealing.com kind of opens up new doors to a person's life by kind of giving you so many different practitioners, access to so many different practitioners, as well as showcasing different modalities and all the various issues that a person might have. So when you visit zeropointhealing.com, the homepage of it, you can go in there, you can select what kind of challenges are you facing. It could be addiction, for example, it could be fertility issues, it could be money, it could be body and health, it could be any kind of different issues that you're facing. You can go search in there with the kind of challenges you are facing. And then the web directory puts in front of you so many different practitioners and modalities that can actually help you with that specific issue or the challenge. So I invite you to zeropointhealing.com. You can kind of play around and see how the website can be a contribution for you. With that, I am now moving on to my beautiful guest here. So, welcome, Karen. Thank you so much for being a part of my show here, and it's absolute pleasure for me to have you here. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, your entry into the holistic healing modality, into the holistic healing world, and how you got to know about the emotion code and body code.
Wow, we've only got half an hour, haven't we?
Yes.
Look, I've always been aware that there's more to life than what I saw, particularly as a child. And I sensed that everything and everyone was connected. And it kind of gave me comfort. Look, I was born into a very musical family, and music was a wonderful vehicle for me to connect with a bigger energy than I was, and I loved it. Look, the first, probably one of the biggest markers for me in my life was standing over my young son. He had just had open heart surgery. He was 16 months old, and he was 3 days out of the surgery. The surgery had gone very well. And I saw him surrounded by water, and yet he was just lying in his cot. And I sensed that something wasn't right. So I called the nurse over and said, look, something's not right. And indeed, his lungs were filling with fluid, and they were unaware of this. So they whisked him in and, corrected that. Now we're 27 years down, and he's about 6'2" now, and he's gorgeous. But at that moment, it was a very real vision and a very deep knowing that something wasn't right. I put it down to mother's intuition and really left it at that. My next big moment was the morning of going in to have a hysterectomy. I was in my mid-40s and I looked at myself in the mirror and I just quietly said, "You've got cancer." And I really wasn't terribly surprised because I sensed I was going to be okay. And indeed, it turned out that I did have cancer. And again, nobody was aware of it except me. So whilst I was going through my recovery process, I had a gorgeous friend ask if she could do some body code work with me, some energy healing using this modality. And I so resonated with this particular modality. It's like somebody had put on a light switch and I saw that this modality was the vehicle that I was to engage with to get my message across and help others connect with themselves. So that's kind of how I ended up there. And, 12, 13, 14 years down the track, and I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. And as you would know, with all the people you speak with, the world very much is in need of support in that energetic perspective, in that energetic way.
Wow. Yes. And I completely kind of resonate with going through different, especially when it comes to health issues. I guess it's like a wake up call for us to, okay, wake up. There is something that needs to be addressed here.
Look, absolutely. And it's wonderful how we can stop ourselves. All the questions I was asking took me deep inside myself. And I started asking why. Why did this happen? What have I done? And look, it must have just been the right time for me. Answers started coming through. I started meeting people that were able to share their experience. And, that wonderful statement, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And they come in so many forms. There's books, there's articles, there's people. It was wonderful. It was really, really wonderful.
Wow. Beautiful. So now let's talk about the title here, which is Reconnecting with the Flow of Abundance Using Energy Healing. So, what is the flow of abundance for you? What is flow? What is abundance in the first place, according to you?
Abundance to me is having access to all that you require to be the best you that you can be. And it is absolutely unique to everybody. It's as unique as everybody is. It's something I truly believe that people sense, Vishnu, people know. When people come to me saying, look, I just feel that there's something not quite right. I feel stuck. I feel overwhelmed. There's feelings coming up that are telling that person you've got some resistance. So therefore, you're not in your natural flow. And again, I believe everybody knows when they're in their flow. It's got a magical, joyous feeling about it. It's full of life, it's easy, it's bright, magical even. We know. And therefore, we also know when we're not in flow. And what I love about the body code is it puts words to what is going on and therefore allows somebody to let it go, which again, by definition, is going to get the flow up and running again. It's a bit like unclogging plumbing, take out that blockage and the water can flow. If we can release some energetic stuff, then our energy can flow.
Right. And I guess that brings us to what body code is and how that works. For some of them listening, this might be the first time that they are hearing about energy healing or about body code. So tell us maybe what body code looks like and how is it that is capable or it's able to help somebody, come back to flow of abundance.
The body code is built around the belief that all energetic imbalances, and again, if I back up, it's all based on the fact that we are first and foremost energetic. We are an energetic being that's zipped up in a human form. So being energy must flow. Energy cannot not flow. It must flow, and it will find a way, even if there are resistors there. It will find a way to get around it. The energies can become imbalanced. They can just go out of whack, for want of a better word. And the body code has the ability to pinpoint, to get to the root cause and source of an imbalance. Now, an imbalance might simply be, I'm feeling overwhelmed. So I would then sit with the client and say, all right, what energetic imbalances are at the root cause and source of you feeling overwhelmed? And it then asks me, as an intuitive energy healer, to connect with the person with whom I'm working on that energetic level. And again, we are all connected. So I simply go up to somebody and knock on the door, and they choose to open it and let me in. So I connect with them and I ask them, because they have all the answers. I'm dealing with their subconscious, and it's just got all the answers. I mean, I'm merely a facilitator. I go in and do the detective work and say, right, where's the issue here? And the subconscious goes, cool, there's a trapped emotion of shame, there's a trapped emotion of failure. I have a chart that I work off that contains about 60 emotions. And those 60, according to the creator of the body code and the emotion code, Dr. Brad Nelson, those 60 emotions tend to cover the gamut of all emotions that, when trapped, have a negative impact on us. And we don't need to carry this stuff because of the impact it has on our flow.
Right. And if I have to kind of rephrase what you said, let's say I'm feeling very stressed in my life or overwhelmed, whatever that is. So, from your words, I'm sensing that, okay, what is the real issue here is that I have some energetic imbalances that is creating, let's say, this overwhelm or the stressful feeling or whatever kind of, it could also manifest as some body illnesses that I might be, kind of creating for myself. So, this energetic imbalance, which is the root issue here, you're saying, let's say, a modality like body code has the ability to detect what exact root issue is lying in me. So, as you said, it could be a trapped emotion. And I also know with body code, there is so many different aspects that it covers. Do you want to quickly give like a
Look,
summary of that?
absolutely. Because everything is connected, anything can impact on anything. So the types of things that can cause energetic imbalances are pathogens, whether it be bacterial, viral, mold, fungal. It can be nutritional, it can be dehydration, it can be electromagnetic radiation, it can be environmental toxicity, medical toxicity, it can be misalignments, whether it be misalignments of the meridians, misalignments of organs. The detail that the body code as a software program goes into is phenomenal. It takes you right down to blood vessels that are located in the brain. And the subconscious, because everything is connected, everybody I work with, their subconscious knows what the body code map's all about. So it can guide me to blood vessels deep in the brain that are just imbalanced. And so I say, cool, why are you imbalanced? Show me, are there any other energetic imbalances impacting on that energetic imbalance? So we keep going deeper and deeper and deeper till we can get to that root cause. And the joy of this type of energy healing is once the energetic imbalance is discovered, it's like game's over. It's the discovery is where almost the effort is. The release is, it's like a game of hide and seek for me. And I often say that to my clients. In a game of hide and seek, you go hide and you've got to go and find the person. But once they're found, the game's over. And then you start again. So once you discover that energetic imbalance and you guide the client to say, right, let it go. This is the energetic imbalance. Let it go. And the work I do, I feel the release of the clients. And for some of them, I see it on their face. Suddenly there's just this peace. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to be part of. And I can do it at a distance. Most of my work now is being done at a distance. You know, it's being done remotely and
Yes.
with incredible success.
That's exactly what I was coming to ask you. Is it possible to do this online? Because these days,
absolutely. And the joy of this visual technology that you and I are sharing now, when I go to do a session, the first thing that I really work hard at engaging is having a discovery call, spending about 30 minutes visual to say, right, tell me about yourself. What's uppermost in your mind at the moment? And from that conversation, I've obviously made a connection automatically. Okay, so I get a real feel because of my psychic abilities. I can really feel what's going on. And together, the prospective client and I, should they choose to go ahead, because the discovery call is simply come and chat, ask me questions. If they choose to go forward, we craft what I call a session statement. So I'll say to them, right, what would you like to focus on releasing? When they share that with me, together we craft, because the words are critical to then being guided to the energetic imbalances at the root cause and source of that issue, for the intent to be to lighten the load because we're going to release them. Okay, and then I will schedule the actual release session whilst I've got them online. And the release, we just book half an hour where again I will connect. And then about 24 hours prior is what I aim to do the discovery session. And that's where I, without being in contact physically with the client, I engage with them and connect energetically. Spend about an hour discovering what we're going to be releasing the next day. And I like to do it within and aim to do it within a 24-hour time frame, Vishnu, because once those energetic imbalances have been discovered, they come to the surface and they're sitting in the person's consciousness and can cause them to feel a little unsettled, because suddenly all this emotional energy is sitting on the surface. And then I make contact with them the next day and we go through the release session.
wow. Wow, that's beautiful. And I was
And
kind of,
then I'd actually follow up about a week later and just check in and go, right, how you doing? I love that touch point at the end, saying, okay, here I am, talk to me. How are you going? And that's when I get some amazing stories. Amazing stories.
wow. And I guess that's where exactly I was going as well. Maybe you can share some of your clients' stories that would help our viewers understand what kind of results can be kind of expected out of these kind of
Oh,
sessions?
I would love to. I would love to. I will start with a beautiful little boy that at about 5 months of age had very, very severe eczema. And he was bloated. His face was bloated. His poor belly was bloated. And his mother had taken him to the doctors, Western doctors, and they said, look, there's nothing we can do. Go home and manage it. So she just happened to discover me online and reach out. And he's just such a beautiful little soul. Look, within a month, his eczema had gone. Now, in talking with the mum, I explained to her what I was going to be doing with this little one is simply helping his body get back into its flow of abundance. Okay, because it's not natural for a child to have eczema. Something is out of whack. So, in helping his, and it ended up being digestive issues, helping his body release energy that was impacting on his flow, his body was able to adjust itself, get itself into its own balance, because that's how we're made. We are made to look after ourselves. And it's when that ability, which is what I call this flow of abundance, gets interrupted, I'm able to help that person get those blocks out of the way and get that flow moving. So that was beautiful. The doctors were stunned after a month. They wanted to know what had happened. And of course, it's just helping that little boy sort himself out.
And
Another story that's
may,
recently
may
come. Sorry,
right. May I ask how many sessions did you kind of do with the little boy here?
3. I love working with children because there seriously is no resistance.
Right.
They're absolute sponges, and I find they respond just magically. Just magically. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I received a gorgeous review last night from a client, middle-aged man. I've probably done 4 sessions with him, and he reached out to me because he was really struggling with intense anger issues towards his father. And he wasn't sure how successful it was going to be, but he was open. And he just describes it as brilliant. You know, he said, my anger is gone. And the sad thing, when he first came to see me, Vishnu, he was fearful of men. Such was his anger towards his father that all men really had him on the back foot. That fear has gone now. And that it just fills his heart with joy, and it fills mine as well, to know that I can help people get back into their natural flow of abundance, because it's not natural to harbor such intense anger. And look, the last story I'd love to share with you, if we've got time. I have been working with this beautiful lady who has been struggling with hot flushes, particularly at night. And she said to me, look, do you think the body code can help? And I said, let's give it a go. Well, she was able to share with me, Vishnu, that as I was doing the first session, the first release with her, she felt her body temperature lower. Now, after 2 sessions, the intensity of the hot flushes has dropped. The number of hot flushes that she's experiencing has dropped. She has said if she does have a night sweat, it's far shorter in time frame and nowhere near as intense, so she can go back to sleep. So she's been able to get her ability to have a good night's sleep back. And it's something. If I could share with you on the menopause issue, I shared with her that when you look at a tree that's leaves are changing in autumn, and the leaves drop. Many people can look at that tree and go, wow, isn't that beautiful? Now, in effect, those leaves are dying and the tree is making space for new leaf. Menopause is just the ending of a cycle, and it's the ending of a cycle that brings many people great joy, because that's where we can procreate. That's what brings new life into the world. And the shift in the mindset of this particular lady to actually embrace this natural ending of the cycle, so she became gentle with herself anyway, and again opened up more of that flow of abundance, which is just magic. It's pure magic.
Wow. And I really love the way how you portray, the flow of abundance. Literally, it can be in any area of life, whether it's body, whether it's emotions, whether it is, similar to what you're talking about, which is, hot flashes or whatever that is. Wow, I love the way that you kind of portray the flow of abundance, how we can have that flow back in our life. And now I'm sensing, how energy imbalance has kind of blocked that flow, and how if body code is able to release that block. And I love that flow.
Look, the body code as a modality, it's swift, it's painless. Look, I have taken my little app on my phone into hospital and sat with a gorgeous friend of mine that had gone through a lot of abdominal surgery. She was hungry, but she couldn't eat. She was nauseous. So I sat there and shifted energy blocks. And seriously, the moment that I had finished the release with her, she tucked into a bowl of pumpkin soup. The shift was just that immediate. And it's just so powerful, the ability that we have as individuals to be able to get into that flow of abundance and just be our awesome self. It's magical. It's just magical.
Wow. Whew. Thank you so much, Kiran. Wow, it's so beautiful to kind of talk about these different modalities, and how much magic and miracles can these energy modalities are able to do in our world. So thank you so much for sharing all that you did.
Well, thank you for allowing me. It's platforms like yours that are really taking the message of awesomeness and magic out, available to everybody, because that magic lies within each one of us. It's just reminding ourselves, oh, hang on, children don't question the existence of magic. It's just there because that's how we come in. And that little child is still within each one of us, irrespective of whether you're 25, 55, or 85. That child is still there. So that magic is still there within us.
So, my dear viewers, we also have an additional 10% off discount coupon for you. So, if you would like to book a session with Kiran, so you can click on the link right below this video, or it should be above the video somewhere, where you can kind of book a kind. Did you say you have a free kind of consultation call that somebody can come talk to you?
Indeed, if they go to my website, there's a button there that will take them straight through to book it. Absolutely. Okay. And I cater for all time zones.
Beautiful. So yes, you can go to her website by clicking on the link, and you can book a free consultation and have a chat with her to see if she will be able to help you with whatever challenges that you are facing in your life. On top of it, we have this beautiful 10% off discount coupon as well for your first booking. And you can just let her know that you found her from zeropointhealing.com, and she will be giving you that 10% off. So thank you so much, Kiran, for all that you shared.
Pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity, honey. Thank you very much.
All right, my dear viewers, I'm going to see you in my next show. Hope you enjoyed this one. I invite you to share this video. Anybody, if you know of any friends, family, relatives, anybody who would benefit out of knowing what this modality is and how Kiran can maybe help them, please do share the video with anybody for whom this video can be a contribution to. Thank you so much for all your support. I'm going to see you next time. Thank you, Karen. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.